My name is Hugo.
And I'm Ruby.
We'll be traveling for the next months.
And these are our adventures.
So, we had a rough start in India. We love it now. We got to know how it works, but this is what happened to us.
Okay, so we got off the airport. We didn't do any research. Probably got out of the airport at like 8, took out some cash, bought our SIM cards. Unfortunately, weren't going to be activated until the next day at like 2 p.m. You couldn't even use the airport Wi-Fi because you had to have an Indian phone number. We found like a tourist guy and told us how to take the metro to get into the main town, and he was super nice. Mind you, we hadn't booked a hostel because the place I did research on had tons of hostels in the area.
Which we fucked up because it was 8 p.m. It was late. We should have had a hostel booked, but we didn't. So we went on the metro, simple enough. We took the route that he told us. We got off on the exit he told us, and then we just started asking people around. The guy told us like, hey, where are you guys from? Super friendly guy. Oh, Mexico, US. Welcome to India. Where are you guys going? And we told him. He's like, oh, well, that part is closed right now. There's a festival and they're shutting down like parts of the city. But yeah, it's that way. We walk a little bit more, and then there's another guy. He's like guiding people to go into an entrance. They're like, hey, where are you guys going? He told us, no, it's closed. You can't go there.
It's tourists. It's close to tourists.
It's close to tourists. It's only like for locals because of the festival and because of COVID. They're restricting everything. So he told us, you have to go to the tourist office. So go downstairs, take a tuk-tuk, make sure that you get the local one, so it's only 10 rupees per person. If not, they're going to charge you like 400. And go to the tourist office and they'll give you a free pass.
Like, okay, well, where do we catch the tuk-tuk? He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll show you. So he takes us down, puts us in a tuk-tuk, speaks obviously in a language that we don't understand to the guy. So then he takes us to this tourist office, which is kind of grungy, but we go inside, and then once again the guy is like so nice. Offers us tea, tells us he's going to help us figure something out. Doesn't have Wi-Fi, but he's like, look, I have my computer which has the internet here. I'll pull up like the different hotels and the hostels. And
what places were you thinking of? Can you go on hostelworld.com? He's like, yeah, sure. He went on hostelworld.com. So he was calling hotels. He looked for hotels. He would call and hand me the phone to ask for availability, and they would tell me, oh no, it's booked out. We have just a one room available. It's like $100 and something, $200 and something dollars. We're like, oh, definitely not. So he's like, oh, all right, let me try something else. Ruby had brought chocolates from the US to give to people wherever we stayed. I'm like, we should give a chocolate to this guy.
He was so helpful.
He was just so helpful, or he seemed so helpful.
This went on for like a long time of him trying to help us, and he was like, you know what, I think you only have these 2 options, but I think that the best one is just to go to Agra, and like the trains are also going to be really complicated for you guys, and they're always really booked, so you should probably just book them in advance using this foreign tourist quota. But don't worry, like, it's my job to help you guys. I can do all of this for you, so why don't we plan out kind of where you guys want to go for each part of your trip, which we also didn't really want to do because we wanted to have a little bit more flexibility, but we were like, okay, what other option do we have? Like, let's just do this.
It didn't get to this point that fast. It went through like almost an hour and more than an hour of him trying to find a way to help us within hotel, within anything around there, like, right, escalating so that we felt that he was just trying to help us. And then it became
planned out like
allergies.
So we had literally planned out 2 weeks of trains. No hotels except for like the first 2 days when we had the private driver. I think he quoted us at
$500-$600.
Plus then a 12% VAT, like the taxes. And we're like, we spent, in 2 weeks in Nepal, we spent that on like everything. Maybe not even that much.
Not even that much.
And so we were like looking at each other, and still we don't have any Wi-Fi or like any way of doing any research on our own. So then another guy comes in, and it started to just seem very like salesy. Yeah,
we couldn't really talk, so we couldn't be like, hey, are you feeling a little sketchy about this?
Yeah.
So I literally just like wrote it on my phone and sent a screenshot so that she can
airdrop
it, because it's the only way that we can send a message. And he read it, and then she like looked at me, and we agreed.
I read it, not he.
She read it, and we agreed that it was feeling sketchy. The second that I saw him writing everything down on a travel and tours thing, I'm like, wait a second. Because the first time he called just to find out the availability of the trains. I'm like, all right, this guy's just calling the office. He's legitimately trying to help us. Then he's writing it down. He tells us the price. I'm like, what? We both kind of looked at each other and like said, we
we're gonna think about this, like, for tonight.
We're gonna go find a hotel. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The guy was sweating so
dripping
much,
sweat at
like
this
dripping
point.
sweat, like
You
insane.
could tell he was trying to keep his cool because he was upset.
I just want to help you. I just want to help you guys. I'm just trying to help you. It's not over.
Okay, yeah, so then we're like, all right, we leave.
It's like 11
Yeah.
p.m. at this time in a big city that we don't know.
And of course, the same tuk-tuk that picked us up is the one that's like
Outside.
conveniently waiting outside, and we get in again.
He did say earlier that he was going to wait for us.
We told him to go.
To tell him, but then we told him, no, go. I even paid him and told him to go, no worries, because we have no idea how long we're going to be here, so just go. But then we came out and then he was still there, so we're like, all right, let's get in the tuk-tuk again.
Yeah, we're like, okay, so
Stupid us.
So can you just take us to like any hotel that's not in the closed off area so we can just find somewhere where we can get Wi-Fi and like figure out what we're gonna do? Anyways, he drives us around and back to the railway station. Mind you, there's like barricades.
Yeah, there's barricades, so it seemed like, all right, the street is blocked off. They're only letting some people in. They stop us, and the guys were like, where are you guys going? And we told him we're looking for a hotel. We're going for a hotel. And he's like, no, it's closed. The whole area is closed for tourists. You need to go to it. He tells us the same thing
You do it
that
back
the guy
to the
told
tourist
us.
office.
We're like, well, no. We already went there. We're not going there. So we're going to a hotel. So at this point, I told her in Spanish, should we get out? Like, let's get another taxi. Like, I'm not feeling good, like, vibes about this tuk-tuk anymore. But then he was like, yeah, I'm taking you to a hotel. We're like, oh.
Yeah, and we were about to just get out and get back on the metro and like go to another part of the town on our own.
They wouldn't let us.
And he was like, no, stay. We're just gonna take you. It's not safe. And they told us it actually was only, I think it was like 10:40 at this point. And he told us that the metro closed at 10:30, which also we learned wasn't true.
Yeah. We're looking at each other thinking, are we going to die? What the hell are we going to do?
They put drugs in the tea. Am I about to pass out?
Yeah, well, they gave us tea and we took it. So we're like, So we're driving. Finally, we get into a hotel. We go in. We ask, like, the guy beats us to the counter and tells him something. Then we ask for a room and he pulls out a sheet and tells us that the only room available they have because of the festivals and all that is the deluxe. And yeah, it was like $9,000.
Over $100.
We're like, oh my god, no. And I feel like we were stuck in a game. I asked him, is there Wi-Fi? He's like, nope. And he points at the sign, there's no Wi-Fi. So I asked him, even if we book a room and we stay in the hotel, there's not going to be any Wi-Fi. He's like, no, definitely can't stay here. We need Wi-Fi. So then we like walk out and the tuk-tuk driver's like, oh.
Yeah, mind you, the area that this hotel was in, firstly, it was late at night now, but there's also like nothing else around.
So we walk outside and I see this Range Rover, a Range Rover, and I'm like, and then some like young guys get out. I'm like, oh my god, normal humans. Yes. So I went to them. I'm like, guys, we're stuck. Can we borrow your hotspot? And we kind of told him really quick about the situation. He's like, wait, what? 8,000 for this room?
Yeah, it was a grungy hotel.
Go across the street, go over there, literally a 2-minute walk. There's a 5-star hotel. That's how much they'll charge for that room there. So we're like, wait, is it safe to walk across the street? Yeah. So we
it's totally
just
safe,
walked away from we went and paid the tuk-tuk driver for his time, even though now I regret it, even though for all this,
it was like $2.
They made like $2 and like, for all the time that he spent with us. And then we went to the 5-star hotel. We asked, how much for a room. They told us, yes, it was about that, even cheaper than the one across the street. I mean, this is a beautiful hotel. It would have been amazing.
We weren't in the position to enjoy that kind of a thing.
And then we just went across the street. There was more hotels and we found one for the price that we were looking for. At that point, we were frustrated. We were not.
I cried a little.
She cried a little bit. We were like, what the, why is India welcoming us like this? Like, why? And then, we learned that this happens all the time.
Yeah, I started doing research and I found like tons of different forum posts about this exact scheme that's been going on for 8 years and like how many different people are involved in it. Like literally everybody from the people that stopped us when we came back. Yeah, like the hotels that are getting commission from the tuk-tuk drivers.
Yeah.
Like it's elaborate.
It's a big chain. It's a big chain of events. So just be careful. Don't. I would love to tell you to trust people, but unfortunately, here in India, especially in New Delhi, you just have to be careful with who you trust because they might be trying to get something out of you. And now that we've been traveling for 2 weeks, we've met a million beautiful people that are
genuinely like
genuinely trying to help you. But obviously, when you look like a tourist and you're arriving, you're walking around,
with your
there's a
backpack.
lot of scams that are going out there. And they will try to get you. So we were not used to this. Normally, you show up to a place, you go to a hostel, you ask for information, they tell you, oh yeah, you get the bus here, you get the bus there. Here, it was a little harder than that. When you get to a hostel, the people that are not really as helpful, they can sell you tours and things like that. But yeah, little by little, just like anything, you start finding the ways. And now we found the way, and yeah, we are doing it on our own and have not spent nowhere nearly as
That
amount of
much on
money. In transportation, we spend probably what at this point, like
$40.
$40 max for the both of us,
On
and we
train,
travel like
buses.
5 or 6 towns already. So yeah, don't let them fool you. Be careful out there.